So what I'm doing today is called a lightning presentation. So it's a 5-minute bit of chat and then about 10 minutes of questions. And my topic is basically public engagement equals student engagement, or does it? So I'm going to be exploring the idea that by being a more publicly engaged academic, you have a knock-on effect for student engagement. I'm not totally sure if I believe whether you do or not. I don't even know what I'm going to think after 5 minutes of talking about it, but I think it's an interesting thing to think about. By being more publicly engaged personally and talking to other people that are publicly engaged, most academics that get involved in these sorts of activities get a great deal from it. There's the idea of public engagement as sort of giving something back to the public. Actually, I think you tank far more than you give, but I think also what you tank can be put onto students. I think there can be some benefit to the way that you're teaching, the way that students perceive us, and the way that the kind of student-lecturer relationship goes. So I think that would be my main take-home message. Give it a thought. Maybe it's not for you, but if it is for you, you might get more benefits than you think. We've just sat through the first plenary lecture here. Very, very interesting ideas about what education actually means, about the relationship of employability and sort of filling up students with buckets of knowledge. And one of the things that I'm going to take from that, I think, is looking at one of my third year modules and thinking about how I can put more active learning components into it. Something we talk about a lot. It's something we do at times, but it's not something that I do as much as I'd like to. So that's one of the things I'm going to look at when I leave. I think it's very easy when you're in the maelstrom of the teaching term to not really think about what you're doing because it's in front of you and you've got to do it. And then Christmas comes up and you sit and think, well, I'll just revisit some of my lectures or some of my sessions, and then suddenly you're in it again. And by the time you've thought about what you're going to do, the year's passed and the summer's here and you've got research to do and leave to tank and other things, and it's very easy to not sit back and reflect and think about what you're doing, and days like this are very important for doing that. It would be great to do them more, but it's very hard to find the time. You know, you can see that the turnout today has been very good, but there's some name badges back at the desk of people that probably had last minute things they couldn't fix and all sorts of other problems. So it is difficult, but I think it's brilliant when it happens.